All right, let's take a look at Harrowing Woods, hole 4. Going to use the accurate windbreak fuse. Just a tiny bit of hyzer. And it should be obvious. This is 100% H run. Never laying up on this hole. The aim point is using the bottom chevron on this tree, and there's a little branch that comes out to the left, and I'll move it along that branch and to the center of the tree with certain winds. And like, I don't know, 1-2% of the time you may skip off the band and roll down into the swamp, but it's very rare in my experience. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I've had it happen to me before people say something, but it's extremely rare. So for me, this is absolutely 100% H run. Relatively safe. Very safe, I'd say. Um, the little bit of hyzer is when I pull down, you can just see the disc peeking out on the left-hand side of the aiming disc, the power disc. That's how much hyzer I'm giving it. It just seems to help it find the basket in most winds. Because if you just pull straight back, it's sometimes hard to tell if you're exactly in the middle because it covers the disc. But if you can see the edge, you know you're always on the edge, if that makes sense. It gives you a reference point. So I use that on some of the ace runs, and I'm not a big ace run guy. I really ain't. I'm like, I think 3 aces per level, which is very, very average. It's nothing superb. Uh, I'm more about chasing eagles, and I probably should be a better ace guy, but ace runner. But I just don't. I generally don't practice them. I use multiplayer to practice my ace runs, and so I sometimes don't get a lot of reps in, but I get enough to where I get the occasional ace. So um, if you want to do better than what I do on aces, then go into practice mode and just run the reps on this guy. Any other hole that you want to practice ace runs on, obviously. Uh, you can adjust your aim point, or you can keep your aim point the same probably and adjust your release slightly. Personal preference, I suppose. But I'm going to run 10 of these at the basket and see how many I get. I think on any sort of reasonably challenging ace run, 60% is probably very good. On this one, there's probably some guys that could do 70, maybe even 80%. I don't know, 80% would be high. I would think 70% would be really freaking good, even though it's a pretty straightforward ace run. There's a lot of variables built into the game that make that kind of success rate challenging. So let's see, what are we on? 8. 2 more to go. All right, that was a good catch. All right, one more. This is for the new car, the trip to Europe. Well, it looks like I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here playing Disc Golf Valley some more. All right, let's look and see what we got here percentage wise. So it looks like 5. 5 out of 10, 50%. So I'd say that's average. Not great. So anyway, I hope you learned something, and get in there and practice if you want to get better at them. And we'll see you around the valley.